Kelsey, and this
that's
is Dixie,
and
we're Love Hut for Life.
We've been on the road now for 37 weeks in our self-built tiny home in the back of our truck. This week we've been at Awesome Possum Van Works and Recreation, and this place is what I would call a nomadic builder's haven. There's land in every direction for you to throw your parts out and run your generators and make as much loud noise as you want 24 hours a day.
Yeah, guys, as nomads, we are always looking for places that it's okay to do repairs because, you know, out in BLM land and National Forest land, that's not always okay. So we found a place where this guy named Phill allows you to come on his land and pay a small fee for rent, and you can do literally anything that you need to do for your build for as long as it takes. I hope you guys enjoy this week's video and get some useful information out of it. If you do, be sure and hit that subscribe button and thumbs up for us, and comment below to let us know what you think. While most of what goes on at Awesome Possum Van Works is DIY builds, Phill is a mechanic and an electrical engineer who from time to time hires nomads, carpenters, and welders to be there in case someone needs a little extra help.
And that's where I come in. I was brought in and thrown into an assignment of working on a Silver Streak trailer, which is the more awesome and more efficient version of an Airstream.
While Shane worked, Phill set us up with a boondocking spot at the very back of the property, right by the Brazos River. We were really excited to wake up the next morning and go down to the bottom and get near water.
It was a fun morning of hanging out down by the river and making new friends, but it wasn't long before it was time for me to head to the front of the property to work on this Silver Streak's electrical system. It was a brutally hot day, and there was no chance in sight of it getting better anytime soon.
Dixie was definitely questioning our sanity for being here without air conditioning, and to be honest, even as a native Texan, I was too.
At least the Silver Stream had air in it, so it was easier to work late into the night.
The next morning, we were up bright and early to make some campfire breakfast. Eventually, I had to send my cook off to work though, and me and Dixie did our absolute best to stay out of the sun.
After a long day's work, we got to hang out with our new buddy Shane. After that, me and Kels headed down to the river.
That staircase was quite the challenge for me to get up and down, but when we got out there, there was no question that it was worth it. The sunset over the Brazos River is absolutely incredible. The next morning, me and Dixie kissed Shane goodbye because he had to go to work. But we had our own project. The week before, our awning had gotten broken in a big storm at Lake of the Pines. So in order to escape the Texas sun, I set to work on repairing it.
Trailers this old require a little bit of custom work, and I got to hang out with this giant fluffy dog as I tried to do it. Meanwhile, the guys next door were all golfing.
While all that was going on, me and Dixie were making ourselves a little bit more comfortable down by the river.
By the time I made it back, the heat had become just unbearable. So we decided to hang out in the truck and the air conditioning until the night air set in.
Shane was off to work early the next morning, while me and Dixie took a little bit more time getting out of bed and getting out of the house that morning. Despite her very, very strong objections, we did make it down to the river that day so that I could get a hook in the water.
Due to a small electrical fire, my workload on this travel trailer got a little bit bigger, but no worries though, we got this.
Dixie was making it quite clear that she was done with this little fishing expedition, and this is about all I had caught. So we made our way back up to camp and got some water and some shade and some relaxation while we waited on Shane to finish up.
On Thursday, Marcus had other plans, so that left me without work on the trailer. So I had an off day. We decided to do some traveling like we're ever so accustomed to doing these days.
Our first stop was the dreaded Walmart for a restock on supplies, but after that, we got to stop at my beloved Whataburger, one of my favorite things about Texas.
Why would anyone call it Awesome Possum Van Works? That's because there is a lake called Possum Kingdom Lake just down the road, and we were aching to jump into it. It's so hot here.
Unlike the Brazos River, Possum Kingdom Lake is actually pretty clear for a Texas lake, making it the perfect one for us to go jump into and cool off.
We dried off and nestled in under the trees to drink beers until the sun was gone.
Next morning, we packed up rather quickly and hit the road so that we could get back to Awesome Possum and back to work on that silver stream.
While the girls settled in for one more night, I headed down to finish up all of my projects and obligations to put my buddy Marcus and his wife in the perfect situation to finish up their dream home.
To be honest, me and Dixie spent most of that last day in the truck just trying to survive these heats. When Shane was finally done though, we were both super excited to have him back and spent our last night at Possum Kingdom hanging out with our new friends.
Hope you guys enjoyed that as much as we did, and you got some useful information out of it.
Yeah, guys, if you're ever in a situation where you need to do some quick repairs on the bus, or maybe you just need to build an entire rig and need a place that doesn't have an HOA and is better than an apartment complex parking lot, definitely give Phill and Leslie a call and see what they're up to, because I bet there's a spot for you to work here. I know last week we told you that we were settling in, and that was our plan because we both needed to stack some cash and take the house off of the truck to do some much needed TLC and repair.
But that's not really a thing because most of the tools I need are not here. But I do know where they're at, and that's Alabama. So y'all get ready. We're going to take the Love Hut back to its birthplace, to the deep south. Check in next week to see how it goes.
Yeah, guys, once again, we just always want to say how grateful we are for each and every one of you that are liking, watching, and subscribing to our channel. Be sure and leave us a comment below so that we know you're watching and what you think. Have a good one, guys. Peace out. We'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.